This weekend, we welcome back many members of the Wagner family for a fantastic celebration of Wagner's past, present, and future. For those of you that are here for the first time, we hope you enjoy not only the festivities of the day, but the beautiful campus that has drawn so many students and athletes here to Wagner. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Rich Nellis. I'm the co-chair of the Hall of Fame Committee and a proud alum class of '91. I'll be your MC for the ceremony today. We are here to recognize the 2024 Hall of Fame class. As we reflect on the traditions and history of Wagner athletics, we honor 4 outstanding inductees. And after today, we'll bring the total number of Hall of Fame inductees to 202. Each member of the Hall represents the best among thousands of student athletes and contributors who have dedicated themselves to enhancing the name of Wagner College. Before we get to the presentations, we'd like to introduce some people who are in the audience today that deserve some recognition. First, a lot of people know him, but Mr. Walt Hamline, our Vice President for Intercollegiate Athletics. Mr. Brendan Fahey, our current Director of Athletics. That one that we'll save for later. He's got a little run in a little late. But we'd also like to take this opportunity to recognize some of the Hall of Fame members who are here today. I'd like to ask any of our Hall of Fame inductee members, please stand and be recognized at this time. Lastly, we'd like to recognize the chair of the Hall of Fame Committee and our AD for External Affairs, Mr. Rich Bean.
Hey, Rich.
And as well, we have several members of the Hall of Fame Committee here today. If they could please stand and be recognized as well. Hall of Fame Committee members. All right, so let's get to it. Before we get to the actual ceremony, I'd like to bring up the Director of Athletics for Wagner College, Mr. Brendan Fahey.
Rich, thank you, and welcome everybody. We've got a great day ahead of us. The weather is cooperating. There's going to be a lot of excitement on the Oval. We're unveiling our first ever live pregame show out on the Oval at 1:30 today. And most importantly, we get to induct 4 absolute legends into the Wagner College Hall of Fame today. Before we get to that, there's just a few people that I would like to thank. First of all, our entire Hall of Fame committee. They volunteer their time and they work tirelessly throughout the year, vetting the candidates, talking to people, setting up for this day, all volunteer. It's a lot of time and effort. Thank you very much to our Hall of Fame committee members. I would also like to thank our Board of Trustees. We have a few members with us today in the audience. Thank you for your unwavering support of the athletic department at Wagner. All of the success that we have as a department would not happen without you. So thank you to our board members that are here and maybe watching on the live stream. And finally, our new president, President Jeffrey Doggett, the 21st president at Wagner College. His passion for athletics, his vision, his enthusiasm is going to be monumental to help not only what we've already accomplished, but for what we're going to do moving forward. He is going to be a great ally and partner, not just to the college, but to the athletic department. So I thank Jeffrey Doggett for all of his support so far. As I look at our athletic department right now, I'm really, really excited and proud of what we've accomplished recently, and I think where we're going this year. We're riding a lot of momentum into this year, coming off a season where we won 4 conference championships, highlighted by our men's basketball team making the NCAA tournament for the 2nd time in school history and winning the first NCAA game in school history. So as great as that is, I think the other part I'd like to mention, our student athletes as a whole last year had a cumulative GPA of a 3.37, which is equally as impressive. So I'm excited. So as we enter the year, I'm excited where we are as an athletic department, and I think there's a bright, bright future ahead for us. But now I turn to these four individuals today. You know, this is one of my favorite days at Wagner for a few reasons. You know, alumni come back, spirits are high, you know, we got a big football game, the Oval, there's a lot of activity out there. But as I look at our department today, there's 660 student athletes at Wagner, and they all strive and they're working to someday be able to sit up here like these four are. And it's extremely hard to do. These are the best to do it in their sport. You know, I start with Jeremy. You know, Jeremy, I didn't have the privilege to see you play, but when your name came up on the ballot, you know, we have a great history of football players, a great tradition of great players. And I went to Coach Hamline, you know, your coach, and I said, Coach, I said, talk to me about Jeremy. I said, do you think Jeremy should be in the Hall of Fame? He doesn't hesitate. He looks me dead in the eye and he says, Brendan, Jeremy should have been in the Hall of Fame a long time ago. To which I responded, well, who was the AD back then? Why did this not happen? You know, but Jeremy, you know, what you've done, your credentials speak for themselves. And like I said, we've had a lot of great players come through here, and you are right up there as one of the best. Jeremy was a two-time Northeast Conference player, all-conference selection. He was a two-time All-American. He ends his career with 8 interceptions, 15 sacks. Just an unbelievable career. I know the opposing team quarterbacks were not happy when they saw you warming up healthy on the other side of the ball. And I just can't be more happy for you, Jeremy, and congratulations on this well-deserved honor. Then I go to the man on my right, you know, Bryan Gallagher. You know, Bryan, same thing. I didn't have the privilege to see you compete in the green and white for the Seahawks. But when I was going through your information, one thing jumped out at me. You know, Bryan was a 3-time captain. I want everyone to think about that for a minute. There's student athletes that strive and work hard to try and become a captain their senior year. You know, it's one of the highest leadership honors you can have for a team. Bryan was a 3-time captain. So that just speaks to the type of individual he was and his leadership. And to me, that was remarkable. And that was before I even got to the record books. You know, these records have withstood the test of time so far. Bryan is first all-time in men's lacrosse and ground balls. And he ranks in the top 5 in assists, goals, and career points. And I think today is a very, very special day for our men's lacrosse program as a whole, because Bryan will be the first ever men's lacrosse student athlete inducted into the Hall of Fame, and I can't think of anyone more well deserved. Now we advance a few years, and now I was very fortunate and privileged to see these 2 young women compete at Wagner College. I'll start with Katie. You know, Katie, I can tell you, you're not just one of the best goalies to ever play at Wagner College, you're one of the best goalies to ever play in the MAC conference. Why do I say that? You're the all-time saves leader, not just for Wagner, but for the MAC conference. And then in addition to the individual accolades, you know, Katie achieved the ultimate team goal. They won 2 conference championships during her time at Wagner. And one quick story I'd like to just tell, you know, as the director of athletics, I get to go see a lot of games. It's the best part of my job. I get to go watch student athletes compete. I get to watch them have success. I get to watch them fail. You know, it's just the best part of my job, something that I like very much. And one game that stuck with me, I've been at Wagner for 18 years, and a game that I'll always remember, Katie's senior year. It's 2007. Wagner's playing Marist in the water polo championship game. Wagner's a heavy underdog. We're playing Marist at their pool. You know, we go out and we win the game by a goal. And Katie had, and I'm not exaggerating, one of the best individual performances I've ever seen by a student athlete in a championship game at Wagner. She had 17 saves and stopped a crucial penalty shot. In water polo, a penalty shot, you score 90% of the time. She stopped it. Wagner wins 8-7. They advance to the NCAA championship. So Katie, thank you for that memory, and congratulations. And then last but certainly not least, Andrea. And a great story about Andrea is you took a chance on Wagner. You know, Andrea came across the country from Nevada. for college. She picked a little small school on the hill, on Grimes Hill. Coach Glenn Payne, who we'll hear from later, did a great job of selling the institution and convincing her to come. But she came to Wagner, and just like Katie, she wasn't just arguably the best softball player we've ever had. She was one of the best softball players in Northeast Conference history. She came in as a freshman, Rookie of the Year in the conference, and then 2 of the next 3 years, she was the Player of the Year in the Northeast Conference. Currently in the record books, she's the all-time home runs leader. And this is not a slight on our team currently at all, because I think our program is going to be really, really good this year. But I don't see that record coming down anytime soon. It's that good. She's also tied for the all-time hits leader at Wagner College. So just an outstanding career. And if that wasn't enough, 2009, her senior year, she's named an academic All-American, which is an unbelievable honor. And I can't thank you enough for your contributions to our program, and congratulations. So again, we've got just an unbelievable group, not just of student athletes when they were at Wagner, but individuals as people, and they've been great supporters, and their contributions while they're at Wagner are unheralded, and their support of our department since they've graduated has been unbelievable. And I appreciate everyone coming back. It's great to see everybody. I hope you have a great day, and like I said, congratulations, and again, thank you very much. Let's go Seahawks.
Okay, I'm back. Before we begin, our final VIP that we wanted to introduce is able to come in. So I'd like everyone to turn to the back of the room and meet our new president, Dr. Jeremy Balina.
That's me, not him.
So let's continue. Brendan, that was great. I think you just got a chance to see exactly why these 4 individuals are up here today. I mean, just what you can roll off just at the tip of your tongue, and I'm amazed that was all off the cuff, Brendan. That's an outstanding job, but it really puts a shine to our individuals up here and why we're sitting here today. So as we move forward, we'd like to bring up our first presenter, who is going to introduce our first honoree. Please welcome to the podium Del Hauck, who is going to present for his daughter. Del, please.
Thank you very much. Quite an honor, and I'll get to some personal things. Obviously, what she accomplished here was amazing. We're from Pontsville, Pennsylvania. Let's go Tide. And Katie got her start in water polo when she was in 9th grade. Just a little story. She still remember telling me, Dad, water polo in Pennsylvania is played in the fall of the year. And she going into her 9th grade year, she said, I don't know if I want to play volleyball or water polo. To which I said, man, I don't know. I'm a football, baseball coach. You do what you like the best, and we go from there. So she decided to go play water polo, and her freshman year, her coach, who was a very good man, last name Mr. Bauman, decided about halfway through, or maybe a little, what do you think about playing goalie? And she did, and she liked it, had some success, went to water polo camp, gets recruited. We go on a couple of trips, actually drove out to Indiana University and checked that out, and Villanova, and she ended up going here because she said that I like the city, and that city meaning going across the ferry to Manhattan. So that's where it kind of started here, and I really didn't know much about water polo. Got to enjoy it in high school watching them play. So she comes here, and it is what it is. You're a freshman, and there was a starting goalie. And about halfway through that girl's year, she decided that the next year she was going to go back home to Texas to graduate, so Katie got an opportunity to play. And the rest is history. And I remember that game up at Marist, and my goodness gracious, and when you say success and failure, the year before, and they were upset, we I can say, lost by a goal to the same team up in that dreaded place in Poughkeepsie. And you know, and the year before they won. So I mean, and it was quite a great group of girls, and I got to travel, my goodness, to Michigan her sophomore year, out to Long Beach her senior year. Just a terrific experience. It made me so proud. Just as man, boy, she's a way greater athlete than I ever was. And move forward. She lives in Miami Springs now with her husband Dan and her boys DJ and Jane. They're here, and now she's coaching. Has helped coach lots of things at Miami Springs with baseball and soccer and all kinds of neat things like that. So contributing to the great world of athletics. I am so honored to be here to introduce my daughter Katie, and thank you so much for inducting her in the Hall of Fame.
So congratulations to my fellow inductees, and thank you for such an amazing crowd. I was not expecting this at all. So I wrote my little speech on my hotel card, so see how it goes. At least I'm the first one, so I don't have to go fast after any of you. So I just want to say a huge thank you to the athletics department here at the college. My time here was unmatched, and I think there's a huge testament to our athletics department from when I was here and even to now. We continue to grow, we continue to advance, and the support has been unwavering for women's water polo for sure. I remember when I got here, we were always asking our coach for more things, more uniforms, more bathing suits, more whatever. So we petitioned for parkas. So I don't know if you all know what parkas are, but they're basically like long winter jacket. On the outside it's basically waterproof, and the inside it's kind of like a furry inside. It keeps you warm, you can wear it when you get out of the pool. So I think Coach Hamline eventually gave in and was like, fine, I'll get them for you guys. We'll find some money, somebody will donate some money for you guys. So, but I'll tell you, it was probably the best investment you guys ever made, because we wore those things like they were gold. We wore them in the buses, in the vans, we slept in them, in the hotel rooms. I mean, I'm telling you, they were the best thing that you guys ever gave us. But I will tell you, when I was here, you know, we started off sort of small. We played most of our local games, but our coaches really encouraged the staff to support us traveling to California, traveling to Michigan, to Indiana, to play better competition. So when it came to our season, we had that experience against other teams that were bigger, better than us. And from their support, it really helps and shows from all of the banners that you see in the pool, how it enabled us to advance and to get better throughout our years here. So a big thank you to the athletic staff for that, and for the university, or the college, because without your support, there's no way we would have been able to travel to all those places like we did. So I just want to say, you know, I have immense gratitude and so many memories from my time here that I never would have imagined that I would be inducted into the Hall of Fame here. So this is such an honor, and you know, unmatched. Like I said, it's just, you know, it kind of takes the words out of your mouth, because it's something that you kind of dream of when you play, but it's not something that you always think is achievable or attainable. It's kind of depending on what you did, and there's nothing really you can do at this point that puts you in that opportunity to be able to be inducted. So I want to thank Wagner College, where my collegiate journey began. To the administrators, coaches, staff who supported our athletic programs, your dedication has shaped not only our skills, but our character. Thank you for believing in water polo and fostering an environment where we could thrive both on and off the field. To my teammates who unfortunately couldn't make the travel, most of them live in California, but this moment is as much yours as it is mine. The countless hours we spent together in and out of the pool have forged bonds that will last a lifetime. You pushed me to be better, and I would not be here without you. I'd also like to extend my deepest thanks to my coaches, specifically Coach Beamer, who also lives in California and wasn't able to be here. His guidance and unwavering belief in our potential pushed us through challenges and always told us to aim high. The lessons learned in the pool have laid a foundation for my future, and I carry those lessons with me every single day. As I reflect on my time at Wagner, a time when I experienced growth academically and athletically, the challenges we faced taught me discipline, teamwork, and the importance of perseverance. The friendships forged and the memories made are invaluable. As I will always cherish my time at Wagner as a student athlete. In closing, I want to thank my family and friends for their unwavering support. You have been my rock, cheering me on through every high and every low, and this achievement is as much yours as it is mine. Thank you, Wagner College, for this incredible honor. I am forever grateful to be etched into Wagner College athletics history. I look forward to what the future holds for Wagner College athletics programs and for women's water polo. So, thank you all.
Thank you, Katie, and congratulations again. You know, one of the things you touched on in your speech was the invaluable memories, right, that you had here. And I think besides the accolades and the personal performances, I think that's also important to remember, the memories that you have of your time here with your classmates, with your teammates. It's what makes the college experience and what makes Wagner special. So congratulations again. I'd like to introduce next Mr. Jason Hassler, who is going to present for our next inductee. Jason.
Probably should move this down a little bit. Good afternoon, everybody. Congratulations to all the inductees today. It's an honor to be here today. It's been a while since I've been on this campus. It's good to see they're still working on the expressway. I don't think it ever stops. Certainly didn't the time I was here. So over the last couple months, I've been racking my brain about what to talk about today. Where I talk about the story about how Bryan and I became college roommates, about how we were both each other's best man and how we roasted each other during our speeches, or how we hung out in our dorm room playing Diablo 2 and watching Dragon Ball Z. You know, I spent a lot of time with Bryan on the lacrosse field. It's very emotional for me to be here right now. You know, it's good to see his family. He shares his passion for the game with his kids and helps to train them and drive them to success. I mean, it's a great thing. He's an amazing person. But as I kept thinking about these things I wanted to say, I kept looking at these stats that were on the Hall of Fame announcements, and I'm shocked that they keep stats from back when we were playing. I don't really know who kept those books, but good on you, man. I won't rattle through all the stats again. That was done a little early, but these numbers have lasted for 20 years at Wagner in the record books. And you have to remember that we were a new D1 program. He was able to accumulate these numbers and have such great individual success with a bunch of ragtag misfits. We were playing against top Division I programs, and there we were, a bunch of new guys out there. Bryan Gallagher was the catalyst of the team. He was one of the first men's Wagner lacrosse captains, and I don't know if anyone has done it better. He's not a guy that is going to get his team going with a bunch of screaming and yelling. He made his presence known with his play in the field. If we needed a big face-off win, he was the guy gritting it out. If we needed a boost to get back in the game, he was the one hitting the back of the net. He's a true leader and a special person. We became brothers on the field, and that bond has never wavered. Sure, we may not see each other as often as we'd like. You know, kids are priority, and our kids are very busy. But at the end of the day, he knows I have his back, and I know he's got my back, no matter what. And because we're both a couple nerds, I figured I'd end this with a video game quote. Sic parvis magna, which means greatness from small beginnings. This journey began as a first-year Division I program player to now being part of an elite group of athletes to be inducted into the Wagner College Hall of Fame. And for that, it's my honor with Bryan Gallagher.
Just back up, Jeff. I want to say congratulations to 3 other inductees tonight, or this afternoon as well. It's a great accomplishment. Fortunately, I did have the opportunity to see 2 of the 3 other inductees play in their sports, and everything that's been said so far tonight, or this afternoon, has been exactly what it is. They were amazing athletes here. It's an honor to be here today. Being inducted to the Wagner College Hall of Fame is a tremendous honor, and I am deeply grateful for this recognition. First, I want to thank the Wagner College Athletic Department, the Hall of Fame Committee, and everyone involved in this process. The recognition is a testament to the support I've received throughout my career here. A huge thanks goes to the Spiro family. If it weren't for you, I don't know if I'd ever discovered this amazing campus. I was fortunate enough to have Dr. Donald Spiro personally gave me my first tour of Wagner. He showed his deep love for this place and made me feel like Wagner was truly where I belonged. The Spiro family contributions to this campus have left a lasting impact, and for that, I am forever grateful. To my coaches, Tim Newby, Chris Lukowski, Chris Prolongo, and Brian Wolchek, I owe you a huge debt of gratitude. You challenged me, believed in me, guided me to become a better player and a better person. You taught me the value of hard work, discipline, and the true meaning of teamwork. To my teammates, thank you for making every season unforgettable. We pushed each other every day, whether it was during those dark early morning practices at 8 a.m. behind the stadium, which is now the field hockey field, or grinding it out in the snow on the lower field in January. These experiences weren't easy, but they bonded us. We all learned one key lesson: college coaches can be a bit crazy sometimes. And it was on that lower field in a January practice where Coach Newby decided that it wasn't too cold in 3 inches of snow to take off his sweatpants and proceed to tell all of us to do snow angels. We also accomplished things that I forever be proud of. This honor today is something I share with each and one of you. And thank you to my teammates in the back for coming today. It is a great honor to see all your faces again. My time at Wagner taught me much more than just how to play lacrosse at a high level. Wagner's importance of leadership and gave me the resilience in the face of challenges. And it's these lessons that help me succeed not only on the field, but also in life, as a coach, or more importantly, as a parent. I take immense pride in knowing my name will stand alongside those who have left such lasting legacy here at Wagner. To my family, your support has meant everything to me. Through all the highs and lows, you stood by my side, and I wouldn't be here today without you. Wendy. Even though we didn't meet in college until after college, you've always supported me. even when I had that crazy dream of being inducted to the Wagner College Hall of Fame. To my brother, thank you for always pushing me to be a better player. Whether we were out in the backyard practicing or just competing at anything possible, you never let me take it easy. Dad, you always managed to find a way out of work to watch as many games as you could. I always could count on you, whether it was offering advice after a tough loss, which there were plenty of that first season, or simply being there. And to my mom, my biggest fan, who I hope is looking down on me, on all of us, or looking down on us all today. Thank you for always believing in me, cheering me on, and even if you never quite understood the rules. And as my brother pointed out to me earlier today, you could always hear her on the sideline yelling, "Just poke him! Just poke him!" Like, Mom, it's a check. Check him. And I can still hear you yelling, "You got this, B." Your love and encouragement are with me today. To the current and future athletes of Wagner, and especially to my 3 daughters, Nicole, Abigail, and Charlotte, remember that the journey is just as important as its destination. Push yourselves, support each other, and take pride in every step of the way. For me, being part of this incredible program is an honor all by itself. I'm deeply honored to be joining the Hall of Fame, and I will forever wear this achievement with pride. Thank you.
Congratulations, Bryan. Common theme that we've heard for our first 2 inductees today are the lessons that sports teaches us, the discipline, the hard work, the dedication, the teamwork. And Jason, I like the paraphrase your quote a little bit, but from the video game, great, I'll paraphrase it, but great things come from small beginnings. I think there's a lot of that here at Wagner College. Now, please welcome up to the podium Mr. Glenn Payne, our former softball coach, who is going to present our next inductee.
Good afternoon. My wife typed something out for me because she said we didn't want to be here all day. So, congratulations to all the inductees. It's a great honor to be inducted into the Hall of Fame. It's a great honor for the school to have such wonderful people, fine athletes, good citizens, representing our school not only when they're here, but in life, and passing on what they've learned at Wagner College to other places and other venues. So I'm honored, very honored to introduce Andrea for her induction into the Hall of Fame. Andrea committed to play at Wagner College. A friend of mine out in her neighborhood told me about this kid that she just hits. Give her a bat and she'll change the game. And Andrea was a shortstop and came into the school as a shortstop. And I always told the athletes when whatever's good for Wagner College softball is where you might wind up playing. So you can come in as a shortstop and wind up as a third baseman, a left fielder. It doesn't matter. Whatever's good for the program is what we're going to do. And if that doesn't sit well with you, there's a bunch of other colleges. So you kind of just be truthful with the athletes, talk to them about their abilities, talk to parents about how their daughter can travel halfway across the United States, coming from a small town, and assuring them that they'll be taken care of, that we'll watch over them, that we'll worry about them when they're not on the field as much as we'll worry about them when they are on the field. With Andrea, it was easy. Her first semester here, great student all 4 years. Got a little homesick, and we were talking about maybe she's going home. I said, first semester's the worst. You only have 14 friends. That's the other 13 kids on the softball team. But get through this. once the game starts, you won't have time to worry about what's not there. Because you're gonna be so busy between class, studying, and softball, you'll think you're at home anyway. So she toughed it out. And in the fall, when she came here, we had a teammate of hers from high school, Katie Stevens, playing shortstop. Andrea was a shortstop. So I gave her a shot at short. We watched a little bit. I put her at third. We watched her the whole fall at third. And I said, well, kid can sure hit. But where are we going to put it? So I was very nice. I went out to the store and I bought her a first baseman's mitt. And she said to me, I've never played first. I said, well, that'll be okay because what I've seen so far, your best asset's your hit. So she went on to be the best first baseman that's ever played at Wagner College. All right, now I'm going to read my wife's stuff. Some of the stats that were read to you deserve to be read again. Andrea is the all-time leader in putouts at Wagner College with 1,124, with assists, 129. She made only 18 errors in 4 years, okay? She has a 986 fielding average after 4 years at Division I college softball. That's incredible. That's incredible. She makes 4.5 errors every year. Even though Andrea's stats are impressive and improved year after year, her offensive numbers are off the charts. She owns the following single-season records at Wagner College. In 2008, 55 RBIs. In 2009, 17 hits, 16 homers. I know you heard some of these stats. She is tied for first in hits with 238 with her ex-teammate Katie Stevens. 50 doubles, 34 homers, 390 total bases. She's second in RBIs only. She had 159. One of her teammates, Victoria Bastow, had 160. Here's a great statistic that people don't realize. Women's fast pitch softball. She got up 636 times and only struck out 59. If you want to take a comparison to that, Pete Alonso struck out that last month. Andrea was Rookie of the Year, her freshman year. 2008, 2009 was the NEC first team and Player of the Year. She's only one of 2 players, Kate Stevens, in Wagner history to ever be named to the major awards in softball for the NEC. Andrea was a force at Wagner, NEC playoffs 3 straight times, and she was the Player of the Year when we missed out on the playoffs in her senior year by 1 game. And she was still the Player of the Year, the impact she had on the conference and Wagner College softball. She was a pleasure to coach. She was great to be around. She wasn't a big rah-rah person, but her teammates could talk to her, and they knew they'd get a sensible answer. She was there when she was needed, off the field, and on the field, her stats tell you that she was there when they were needed. Before I finish, I'd like to give you a couple of quick stories about Andrea. One is that we're out in San Diego State playing a game, and I didn't start her. It was the first game where we start to count the wins and losses, but I put her in, and she pinch hits, and the first at-bat she ever had in a real game for Wagner College, she took or fouled off 16 pitches before she grounded out to second base against quality pitching. Our whole deal at Wagner College was to play a quality schedule against quality teams. So when you look at our schedule, you'll see, as Walt used to say to me, Glenn, sometimes you don't really have to play these people. No, we do. Because the people who play at Wagner College come to get a great education, come to win, but they come to set memories that they'll have for the rest of their life. And we had opportunities to play at San Diego State. We had opportunities to play at Arizona. University of South Florida, Tennessee. These are all the teams that she had the opportunity to play against and held her own every time. The other one was her first at-bat in an NEC conference game. We were home, and we had a runner on third base. And I gave her the suicide squeeze. And she drops down this magnificent bunt. Runner's going home, and I'm looking at first base, and we still have a batter in the box. And I yelled, "Run!" She takes off. It was such a great bunt. They didn't get the kid at first home. They didn't get her at first. After the inning, she's a freshman. She's a nervous wreck, and I'm moving up the third base line to meet her. And I said, "Andrea, usually when you bunt, you actually have to run." She said, "Coach, nobody in my life has ever asked me to bunt." I was shocked I got it down. So, that being said, it's my pleasure to introduce one of the finest players I've ever had to coach. And so you know how long I've been coaching. This is my 61st year still coaching. She is one of the finest players I've ever had and one of the finest human beings I've ever met. Andrea Lazzari.
I didn't have paper, so I could do it on my phone at the hotel. So, thank you, Coach Payne. I appreciate all those kind words. You stole a little of my story, but that's okay. I would like to start by congratulating my fellow inductees today and express my deepest gratitude to the Hall of Fame committee, my coaches, the athletic department, my teammates, and my family. It's truly an honor to stand before you today, and I am incredibly thankful to share this moment with such a wonderful support system. Without my family and teammates, I don't think I would have made it through my 4 years at Wagner. I arrived from the West Coast, Reno, Nevada. It's nowhere near Vegas. Coach Payne and Butch thought it was like a little drive, but it's actually 8 hours away. And I didn't really get my footing until my sophomore year, until I started playing. And there were moments I questioned whether I'd make it past my freshman year, but I pushed through. And honestly, if I hadn't performed on the field, I think my teammates might have sent me packing with how homesick I was. But my time at Wagner gave me the chance to grow as a person while always remembering to stay true to myself. As Coach always said, our priorities at Wagner were family, education, and softball. I was fortunate to have a coaching staff that embraced me for who I was and fine-tuned my skills rather than changing how I played. And what Coach Payne forgot to mention was he put me in the outfield for like half a second and then took me out right away. I'll never forget the story that Coach Payne just told. I had never put a bunt down in my entire life. And what he forgot to mention was I was telling Katie to slide at the same time after I put the bunt down, and Amy was yelling at me to run. And that might have been the first time that Coach Payne wanted to say some choice words to me. But luckily I knew Amy was there because he'd save those for her. So, I never focused much on my personal stats. I left that to my dad and my grandpa. What truly mattered to me was our team's performance. My sophomore year stands out as one of the most memorable and successful seasons we had as a program. Morgan, who's here today and who's also in the Hall of Fame, was an absolute force on the mound. It was the year we clicked as a team, and she led the way. We had great practices with our grad assistant, Rosie, and then Morgan and Joy, who would always practice turning triple plays. Amy and Morgan perfected their League of Their Own acting skills along the way, and I think Butch, who was our hitting coach, only threw the bats in the woods a handful of times that year. It may not have been my personal best year in the stat books, but it was a year where our team truly gave everything we had. We experienced heartbreak when we lost at the NEC tournament, but we never stopped grinding that year. Softball was in the top 3 priorities for everyone on that team, and that's something special. Playing softball at Wagner gave me not only a degree and athletic honors, but lifelong friendships and memories. It's where I grew into an adult, learned to believe in myself, and realized I could achieve big things on my own. I would like to finish by thanking my extended support system today. I have not just my parents here, my brother, but my in-laws, and my husband and my 3 kiddos. Eva, Mickey, and Kyla, who I love very much. And their unwavering love and support is just beyond words. And to my parents, who supported me all the way through, I'm very grateful for you. So thank you, and congratulations.
Congratulations again, Andrea. Again, another theme that's been very common is discussion about family and the joys that the families have with each other through this sport experience. Right? Just fantastic thing. I know sportsmen do a great deal to my family as well, and truly understand where the feelings are. Now we'd like to welcome to the podium former Wagner football defensive coordinator, Henry Quinlan, who is going to present for our final inductee.
Congratulations to all the inductees today, and this is a great honor. My name is Henry Quinlan. I was a football coach here at Wagner from '96 to 2000. Jeremy reached out to me in this summer and asked if I would give him the speech at the day of his induction into the Hall of Fame, and I was thrilled. An opportunity to come back to Staten Island, to come back to Wagner College, where it was some of the best times of my life. I met my wife here at Wagner. I found my passion for coaching here at Wagner. I got a master class on management and accountability from Coach Hamline. And I had the opportunity to be around a lot of great football players, and I'm forever grateful for my time here. I got to know Jeremy in the recruiting cycle of '98 and '99. Coach Hamline gave me the New Jersey Shore as my recruiting territory, and I'm a kid from Massachusetts. I didn't know much about New Jersey football. I know there are a lot of good players, but I didn't know much about it, so I would always network. I'd go to one school and the next and the next, and I started in Keyport and made my way south. And the name that kept coming up over and over was Jeremy Balina. Have you got down to Neptune High School? Have you seen Jeremy Balina yet? And I made my way down to Neptune and met with Coach Amabile, and they were on a great 2-year run. I think they had won 21 or 22 games and against 1 loss. And all Coach Balina talked about is what he saw in Jeremy as one of his best players he's ever had. And he was a quarterback and a linebacker. Remember, every time they needed a play, Jeremy made it. And I remember every time he carried the ball, he fell forward. I remember every time he tackled somebody, he went forward. And he was a great player on a great team. And we recruited him hard. We were very fortunate to get him here. And I remember the first day I was around Jeremy on the field. I remember this, I'll take this to my grave. We were on the practice field behind the football stadium. It was a grass field. We were in the far left-hand corner. I think, Coach, it was a freshman-only practice, and there might have been a barbecue after. We were in uppers, and I just wanted to do a little fit drill. Just talk about, Jeremy came as an outside linebacker, strong safety guy, and I just wanted to do a simple fit drill. And I put him up against another kid from near Trenton, walk-on kind of kid, good kid, really wanted to be at Wagner, and Jeremy, they're lined up, and the drill goes. Those who have played college football understand what a college football hit sounds like, what a man's hit sounds like. Jeremy about broke this kid in half. And 2 things came after that. I never saw that kid again, and I knew I had a great player. I knew I had a great player on my hands. And that set the stage for Jeremy's great career here at Wagner. I've been fortunate enough to coach for 28 years. I've been around a lot of great players, none better than Jeremy. But there's 3 attributes that every great player has. It's not running the fastest, it's not the most athletic, it's not the guy that can squat the most weight. There's 3 things. First, they got to be coachable. Jeremy Balina had the best football IQ of anybody I've been around. We ran a check with me system. It was complicated. I was aggressive. I had no patience, and he picked it up instantly. Whatever you need, you tell him once, here's your alignment, here are your read steps, here's your responsibility, boom, done. One of the most coachable guys I'd ever been around, and that showed his maturity, the trust he had in the coaches and in the program for what he was able to do. So one, very coachable guy. Two, he's available. All-Americans don't play in 6 games. All-Americans play the entire season. Jeremy Balina played in 41 football games here at Wagner College. Started, I would venture to say, probably 35 to 36. Rotated off the rip. And he rotated amongst really good players here. So Jeremy took care of his body, obviously played through a lot of pain. Nobody gets out of a college football season healthy. He managed that pain, and he was available every Saturday. When 45 took the field, I was a better coach. We were a better team. He was always there. And the last, he was a great teammate. Jeremy Balina has an infectious personality. He's a positive guy, very confident guy, but a very, very positive guy. And a pleasure to be around. And really, being a great teammate is a culmination of being coachable and being available. Whatever we needed him to do, we moved him around, brought him in as a defensive back, and he went, put him on the hash, we put him to the field, we moved him inside, never a gripe. Whatever you need, whatever's best for the program. And that, to me, makes a great player. And Jeremy is among the greatest I've been around in 28 years. And there's some great players in this room that I was lucky enough to be around as well. I want to congratulations really to the Balina family. What a great honor. Jeremy's a winner. He is a winner. He had a 21-1 high school record as a champion. He was a 4-year player, 3.5-year starter here at Wagner. He was a 2-time All-American, 2-time All-Conference, 4th all-time in tackles. He's a husband, he's a father, now he's a Hall of Famer. Come on up, Jeremy.
I still think I can play for Coach right now if he ever decide to come back down to this area. One of the best I've ever been around, Coach. I love you. Good afternoon. It wouldn't be right without starting this speech with how the WAG feel. All right. There you go, guys. First and foremost, I would like to thank the Hall of Fame board. Sincere congratulations to my fellow inductees, and how much I truly appreciate all of you in attendance for being here on our special day. Being inducted into the Hall of Fame is a tremendous honor that I will never take lightly. My story here began probably similar to some of the people sitting up here. Wagner by no means was my first choice. Like many people that come here, I had dreams of playing big-time Division I football, dreams of potentially parlaying that into a professional career, and for whatever reason, we never know God's plan. We end up where He wants us. It ends up usually being, it ends up being the perfect place for us. Everyone has plans, but so does God, and He knows what is in our best interests. And although you may not see His plans, things always work out. Wagner, in my opinion, was the perfect place for me, not for the institution that it is and was, but for obviously the tremendous people that make this such a special place. Today, I wish not to talk about how good I was, or any specific games or specific plays. It might seem weird, but I would like to talk about love. I love the game of football. And no disrespect to anyone here, in my opinion, it's the greatest game ever created. I developed a love for the sport at a very young age. That love has stayed with me to this day. How did I develop this love? Could it be that I was taken to football practices at a young age with my dad, who was a high school coach, or seeing an overzealous mother rooting on the Eagles every Sunday? It's probably a combination of both, whether it was watching or playing in the backyard. I was addicted to it. Yes, my parents instilled a love for the sport, but they also taught me about the sacrifices one needs to make, not just for the sport, but also for life. I wasn't allowed to play youth football as a kid. We were a church family, and church and God came first. It taught me that God came first, follow his ways, and he will lead you down the right path. On a side note, I'm truly glad that both of you are here today. You most definitely shaped me to be the person that I am. Your support would have not gotten me to where I am today. I'm also very thankful that your actions, yes, your actions the last time you were here in Coach Hamline's office, my dad decided to eat all of the Joe and Pat's pizza that Coach always gets, and my mom cleared out all of Hamline's wine. Did not hurt my candidacy here today. Why is love for football important? Love turns to passion, passion turns to work ethic. If you truly love something, you will definitely put your all into it, and boy did I put everything I had into this great sport. When you love something, it doesn't matter how hard that thing is, whether it's a 5 a.m. winter workout, early or late spring and fall practices, or the hours upon hours of film. I loved it, and I wanted more. I love how football is the ultimate team sport. No one person can be successful in this game by themselves. I would not be up here without my coaches and my teammates, the men that pushed me, that put me in great position to make plays, those that had my back. I would personally like to thank my position coaches, Adam Fuller and Dennis Bruck, for helping me to build my game, give me important insight to the preparations, and constantly being on me about being and getting better. Defensive coordinators, Coach Henry Quinlan. I have so much respect for you as a coach and as a man. James Jones and Mark Collins. Not only did you develop a scheme that fit my strengths, you also put up with me constantly telling you to blitz me. I would always go up to coach and send me, send me, send me. As a coach now, I see how annoying that could be. I would love to apologize for the constant nagging. But hey, every time you sent me, I was probably right. I made plays. And so could you really be mad at me? I would also like to thank Coach Hamline. Everyone knows how important you are to every single player that comes through this program, your historic program. And although during our time, you spent most of the majority of it yelling at us defensive guys for continuing to shut down our offense in practice, I truly think none of us would be here without your guidance, your love for the game, and support. I love how the game of football builds unbreakable bonds. To the Coach Quinlan's recruiting class, our recruiting class, the defensive guys that came to Wagner with me in '99, Heaney, Castellani, Shorter, Jerron Cunningham, in my opinion, one of the best defensive recruiting classes in Wagner history. And hopefully someday they'll be joining me in the hall soon. We created a culture. We wanted to be great. We pushed each other, but we also wanted the best for each other. It's crazy how this great sport can bring people together with limited bonds and turns their relationship into a brotherhood that could never be broken. Through my 4 years playing here, it's that dynasty defense, 2002 defense, that our senior year that I'm most proud about. We were number 2 in the nation in all 1AA, and we shut out 3 teams. We didn't give up a touchdown to 5 of them. We had some ridiculous stat of not giving up a TD for 16 straight quarters. That group and our accomplishments is something special to me. And in the evolution of today's football game, I think that's something that will be hard to match. I love how competition breeds success. To the linebacker room, the frat. We spent a lot of time together. We competed, we fought. I miss our times together, especially with my brother, Mike Steed, who's gone way too soon. I wish you were here with us today. This induction is not for me, not just for me. In my eyes, he's getting in with me today. I love how football is more than about. More than about you and the selfish nature it takes to be successful. To the D-line, Russo, Soma, Franklin, and countless others, thank you for doing your job. I appreciate every one of you that lined up in front of me. Thank you for keeping the linemen off me. You guys deserve so much credit for me being up here. I love how football prepares you for life, teaching you how to be a team player and how to deal with adversity, making sacrifices, and that no one is alone in this world and needs support to be successful. To my beautiful wife and kids, Christine, Cadence, and William, although you never got to see me play, I do thank you for all the love and support you continue to give. You all make sacrifices still to this day for this game and for me, and your love for me is very special. If you know me, love is more than just a word to me. If you are a part of my life, in my inner circle, I truly do love you. To everyone in this room here today, family, friends, teammates, coaches, you are forever, will be special to me, and when I say this, I truly mean it. I love you, and thank you.
Congratulations, Jeremy. I love the theme of love throughout there. I think one thing that you'll attest to is that love is also a limitless energy that constantly drives you on every day of your life. So we really appreciate the story. So audience, how about one more round of applause for the Wagner family? Katie Hauck Perez, Bryan Gallagher, Andrea Lazzari Barton, and Jeremy Balina. This does conclude our 2024 Wagner Athletics Hall of Fame induction ceremony. On behalf of the Hall of Fame Committee, the Athletics Department, and Wagner College, I want to thank everyone for coming today and welcoming our new Hall of Famers. I hope you enjoyed this event today and look forward to seeing you all next year at the next ceremony. Additionally, we hope you can all stick around and see our new Hall of Fame inductees get honored at halftime of our 4 o'clock game as the Colonials of Robert Morris take on your Wagner College Seahawks. Kick off at 4 p.m. Go Seahawks. Thank you all for coming. Enjoy your day.